what's up guys? Blitz here with the Survival Outpost. We are spending the day at the beach. I decided to challenge myself and come out here and build a survival shelter just from the resources in the area, which if you look around, there's basically nothing out here. But I figured I was betting on finding something washed up on the beach, and sure enough, I found this huge piece of lumber, weather treated like concrete. I mean, I had to break out the knife, the hatchet, and the saw just to get it busted up enough to make this shelter. But you know, it was a fun challenge, and I managed to pull it off in a relatively decent fashion. I have a shelter that can serve me well for the future, and you know, probably needs improvements and stuff, but that's what I wanted to come out and do, is challenge myself. And that kind of brings us into the topic at hand, right? 7 ways that you can become a better survivalist, starting with number 1, which is what I'm doing out here right now. I'm getting out with my gear, I'm in an unfamiliar environment, and I'm training and learning and gaining experience and skills from this. So that's the first component of training. And to be honest with you guys, it's not really too difficult. You make some time, you block off your calendar and you get out there and do it, and that's it. It's not super hard. But the second part of training that is difficult is getting the rest of you in tune and in prime condition for life in general, and then survival situations, because last time I checked, survival situations are very challenging mentally, physically, and you're being faced with something that you probably don't deal with in day-to-day life. So getting your mind right, meaning maybe meditating a little bit, reading more and doing more things to exercise your mind is always going to be a bonus. You know, you want to try to narrow down the flaws, take a critical look at yourself and see what you can improve upon. Look at your defects of character, which we all have them, including myself. Nobody's perfect, and working to fix those, right? So you're working to fix your spiritual self, your mental self. That helps you become a better survivalist. And then finally, focusing on the physical component. Cutting out the sugar, right? Cutting out the soda, cutting out the fast food, treating your body like a race car. That's what my coach always used to tell me. He said, why would you put 87 grade gasoline in a Ferrari? Your body is an incredible machine, so don't put garbage in it. Treat it accordingly. Get to the gym, work out, lift weights if that's your thing, do MMA if that's your thing, go out for a run. But getting out and training with your gear is just one component of turning yourself into a better survivalist and a better person overall, because that's the whole deal with life. We're only here for a limited period of time, and we need to spend that time evolving and getting better and better. Now on to number 2, knowing your hood. And what I mean by this is more than just driving around your neighborhood and knowing secondary streets and different avenues in and out of the space that you live in. I'm talking more about just getting boots on the ground. You see so much more when you're out walking, or even when you're out on a bike. You notice so much more about the general area in which you live. You can look at human activity, traffic patterns, all that kind of stuff. So knowing your hood and knowing the general surroundings where you live and work and all that stuff is another step that you can take to becoming a better survivalist. Now on to the third item, watching the news. Yes, I mean, like, seriously, I know that watching the news nowadays is like committing slow suicide. It's just terrible. You're just sitting there bleeding out and exhausting so much mental energy in that process, and it's very easy to get sucked into it. I do sometimes as well, and I just have to disconnect with it. But when I say watch the news, I mean from a high level. Know what your government's up to. Know what the hell they're doing, because they're always probably doing something shady, right? And something that can probably impact you in your day-to-day life. Know, what natural disasters might be looming around the corner, or any sort of major news events, of terrorist attacks, things of that nature. And definitely watching your local news, because that's more relevant than anything. So keeping track of news at the high level and then the local level is just another step in becoming a better survivalist. And knowing what the hell is going on around you, it always helps. Now on to number 4, backing up your data. This is vital. I don't care if your house burns to the ground or if zombies invade, you are going to need vital information like, your passport, your driver's license, your marriage certificates, all that stuff. Scan it all, put it on an external hard drive, and then have that easily accessible. Toss it in your bug out bag, maybe have it packed already, and you can have that plus all of those papers as well. So you have that layer of redundancy built in. Number 5, guys, take a medical course. Basic CPR, basic first aid. It doesn't have to be anything crazy and intensive right off the bat. But those medical skills, although they're kind of hard to flex and practice in real life, if you are faced with a situation where, you know, say you stumble upon a car wreck and somebody's injured, you can actually be the first responder instead of the bystander, render that essential aid until professional medical help arrives and takes care of that individual. Or, hey, maybe you need to take care of yourself and keep yourself alive. So either way, taking a medical course and knowing how to use that equipment that's in your IFAC is absolutely vital. On to number 6, guys, building a mobile survival kit. I just had this idea pop in my head. I hadn't seen it anywhere. I'm sure somebody else had done this before, but I went to Walmart and I got myself just a big crate, right, with wheels, and I just filled it up with everything I could think of. You know, the propane, 2-burner Coleman stove, propane to go with it, tons of water, lots of food, you know, survival kits, first aid kits, a big tarp, paracord, Twinkies, right? Got to have those. And from that, I can have 72 hours of survival for myself and my family, whether I stay at home or I need to wheel that out to the truck and hit the road. And now finally, for the 7th item on the list and the last item, I cannot thank the Warrior Tribe enough for how much they've helped me evolve in the survivalist journey, right? The Warrior Tribe, I've talked about these guys before. They are the network of people that are going to help you get that mental head game right, your diet right, the physical fitness component, the training component, and all those things that I mentioned. They are a network of people who provide you with that support, because a lot of these things are hard to do on your own, especially controlling what you eat. I know for myself, I just struggle with that sometimes too, because there's so many bad food choices out there. But when you're a member of the Warrior Tribe and you see members constantly posting photos of how clean they're eating and their gym workouts, that's motivating, and that helps you bring up your game. And then as you do that, other people see that and they're motivated, and it's just this never-ending motivational kind of thing going on, this cyclone of motivation or whatever, and everybody comes up and everybody benefits as a result. Okay guys, that's all I got for you. I know there's a lot of other ways you can become a better survivalist, so hit me up in those comments. Let me know what you are doing, your strategies, and how you block out time when you need to get things done. You know, it's crazy. I was reading this news article this morning, actually, before I came out here, and it said the average person only has 4 hours of free time available per week, I believe is what they said. And that's just nuts. It makes me think that they're just not able to block out their time appropriately, because honestly, guys, if you can't manage your time, you're not going to accomplish any goals in life, and that's just how it is. So hit me up in those comments. Let me know how you guys are getting it done, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to go ahead and hit the surf with little man out here, catch some sun, and just enjoy a wonderful day at the beach. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.